so you would just do 2 times 2, and that makes 4. And then since you're doing m squared times m cubed, what are we supposed to do to combine those exponents? Add them. So it would be m to the 5th power. And that's the answer. Okay, so let's look at number 3. 4r to the negative 3rd power times 2r squared. First, you would multiply the coefficients. 4 times 2 is 8. And then when you have r to the negative 3 times r squared, what do you have to do with those exponents? We'll add them, right? Negative 3 plus 2 is r to the negative 1. Can we leave that as our final answer? Why not? Okay, how can we make this r to the positive 1st power? Put it on the bottom, and only the r is being raised to the negative 1, right? Not the 8. So the 8 gets to stay in the numerator. The r has to go to the bottom so that this 1 will become positive. And you can write the r, but it's understood, so you don't have to. Like on a test, that's the answer you would see. It would never say r to the 1st power. It would just say r. But on classwork, like, that's okay if you want to write in the 1. Just know that it'll never actually be there on a test. Okay, number 5. First, we multiply the coefficients. 2 times 4 is 8. This k is to the 4th power. What is this k raised to? The 1st power. So what do we do with those exponents? Add them, and we get k to the 5th power, right? Okay, number 7. What should I do first? Multiply the 2 and the 3, right? Because this is a multiplication problem. The only thing you add is exponents. So 2 times 3 is 6. Now, do we have the same base for both variables? No. So you can't combine them. You just either need to write y squared x or xy squared. I normally just try to alphabetize them. But it would have been okay had you written y squared first and then x. Okay, number 9. First I multiplied the coefficients, which are 4 and 3, and that makes a 12. Then I just start one thing at a time. I look at my a's first. What do we do with the exponents of the a's? Add them. But what happens when you do a 3 plus a negative 4? You get a to the negative 1. And then what is b squared times b to the negative 3? B to the negative 1. So we're going to have a fraction because obviously these have to go to the bottom. And then they both have a positive 1, which you don't have to write. But 12 was not raised to a negative exponent, so it stays in the numerator. Does that make sense? Okay, number 11. What do we have here? A power to a power first, right? What do you do when you have a power to a power? What does that give you? Well, 2 times 0 is 0, but then anything to the 0 power becomes 1. So that's your final answer. Okay, 13 is a little bit different because we have the coefficient in here and the variable and parentheses. What do those parentheses mean? It means everything on the inside is raised to the 4th power. So this 4 is being raised to the 4th power, and so is r to the 0. So the first thing we're going to do is kind of split it and do the 4 to the 4th power and the r to the 0 to the 4th power. Well, what does r to the 0 to the 4th power become? R to the 0, right, which will become 1. What does 4 to the 4th power become? 4 times 4 times 4 times 4? That's 4 times 4. We got 4 4s here. 16 times 16. Right? And then we already know that this r to the 1st power is a 1, and so the final answer is just 256. Okay, take a second and try 15 by yourself. Oops, I forgot. Okay, so now turn to page 3. At the top of page 3, some of yours got cut off. That's a negative 1 up there. So what do we need to do first? Shouldn't we raise the 2 to the negative 1st power and the b to the 4th to the negative 1st power? What is b to the 4th to the negative 1? B to the negative 4, right? Because you just do 4 times negative 1, and that's negative 4. Well, we can't leave our answer like this because both of them have negative exponents. So, both of them have to go in the bottom. When you put 2 in the bottom, that 1 will become positive, and it's not necessary to write it. When you put b in the bottom, the 4 will become positive, but then what do we have to fill the top with? 1. Okay, number 19. Same thing, you just got a lot more going on inside the parentheses. So you have to raise the 2 to the negative first power, the x to the 4th to the negative first power. What will that then become? X to the negative 4, and y to the negative 3rd to the negative 1st will become y to the positive 3, right? So now, we obviously see that some stuff has to go to the bottom, but y cubed does not, does it? Because it's positive. It still goes up top. So that means you don't have to put a 1 up there because you have something in the numerator. And in the bottom, 2 will go down there, and x to the positive 4th. Okay, number 21. R squared divided by 2r cubed. Okay, well isn't this r squared like 1r squared? So you can go ahead and write 1 over 2 because that won't reduce to anything lower. And then what happens when you're dividing? What do you do with the exponents? Okay, well what is r to the 2nd power divided by r to the 3rd power? What do you get when you subtract the exponents? Okay, but so we end up with r to the negative 1. Well, shouldn't we go ahead and throw that in the bottom so it'll be positive 1? I mean positive r to the positive 1? Okay, number 23. What could we do first? What's 3 divided by 3? Do you have to write a 1? So just cross it out. And then what's n to the 4th divided by n to the 3rd? N to the 1st, but not necessary to write it. 25, we have 3 divided by 1 basically, so still just 3. And then what happens when you do m to the negative 4 divided by m cubed? M to the negative, remember you subtract, so negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7, but then you need to put that m on the bottom so that 7 will be positive. Alright, number 27. The first thing that I see I can do is cancel out the 4 over 4 because it's just 1. X to the 0 power is also just 1, so I'm just going to cross it out. Now, is there anything else that can be combined? No, all 3 of these terms are different letters, different variables, so now I just need to simplify. And what do I mean by that? Right, y needs to go on bottom and join the x that was already down there so that the exponent of 2 will become positive, and the z cubed can stay where it is because it was already positive 3. Okay, number 29. 4 over 3, will that reduce to a lower fraction? No, so I'm just going to leave it. And then just go 1 base at a time. M to the 4th divided by m to the 2nd is, right. N to the 3rd divided by n to the 2nd is n to the 1st, so just n. And then p cubed divided by p to the 4th is p to the negative 1, so put it on bottom, it'll be p to the positive 1. Well, it goes on bottom to make it positive, but like right here, see how this x was positive 1? We didn't move it to the top just because it was positive, it stayed. You only move it to the bottom if it is negative and you're wanting to make it positive. Otherwise, you don't move it to the top. Like just because that one was positive didn't mean I moved it to the top, it just stayed where it was. Okay, let me show y'all one last thing. I want to show you why the negative exponent thing works the way it does. Okay, so 2 to the negative 3. What would we do with that? Okay, well let's type it in the calculator. 2 to the negative 3. 2 raised to the negative 3rd power equals 0.125. Well, let's figure out how they're getting that 0.125. Remember, to make that a positive 3, aren't you going to have to put it on bottom? Okay, well, what's 2 raised to the positive 3? 8. So this becomes 1 over 8. And then look, 1 over 8 is 0.125. Your classwork and homework, if you don't finish it, which you should, because you still have 22 minutes, is to do the evens on page 2 and 3. Make sure you're getting it done, okay? Because tomorrow we're moving on.